What's going on, the YouTubes? So today I have a special opportunity for you, and this is something that I want to present to y'all if you're possibly interested. I'll give a little update here on what's going on today. So the office is only a little bit messy. I got a couple empty rolls here, a couple rolls of filament there, open filament down there. Got these printers running. If you're ever wondering some of the stuff we make, I'll explain this. This is the back of a electrical outlet that literally right there, this goes into a power inverter that is mounted in a medical airship. So it's a no static electrical outlet. So when you plug something in, you don't get any spark. And you generally don't see a spark when you plug things in. You might hear it sometimes, but this makes sure, not this itself, but the technology design of that inverter makes sure that people don't blow up when they plug something into charge on an airplane. So, you know, someone might need a defibrillator or might need a piece of equipment, and they need power. So this right here, obviously we can see it's a little messy. This is made out of nylon, and we end up cleaning up this mess. I have been having a tricky time getting this print to print perfect. Now this one actually came out pretty decent. We still got some supports to remove and you know, everything, but this one looks pretty good. I've had some other ones that hadn't looked as good, ones that I would wind up trashing in the end. But yeah, we've got a good order of these. This is going to be something that's going to help pay the bills over the next couple of months, so really happy about that partnership with that company. All four of these guys are printing it. I got another one over here. So we're printing a filament holder for this little printer down here on that one. We've got an RV camera housing, so that's a backup camera housing on this one. Might recognize that, but if you don't, it's the Alfa Romeo logo. So we're printing a nice little logo stand. That'll be something that you could have on your desk. This is a part of our steeple project that was in one of my other videos, I believe. But the company, the job was a church wanted some centerpieces for their like banquets and stuff. And they have a really tall steeple. It's really thin, but the logo of the church that's on their card is kind of a fat steeple. It's like their steeple kind of shortened, so they wanted me to make that as a 3D model. That's what we did, and we're printing the very last piece of it right there. I've actually already delivered the order, but we had a couple fails. A couple times the filament ran out, and I had to just reprint this one. Got some carbon fiber polycarbonate chopped carbon fiber spurs right here. So this will be, as far as I know, one of the first 3D printed sets of spurs. There might be somebody else that's 3D printed some spurs, but this guy does intend to sell these and make them available. So that's going to be super sweet. We got our little Charmander there. This is a customer's printer that they brought in. This is kind of an interesting one. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this video. It's called A-Smart by Junko. So Junko is the company. It looks like another Chinese printer, honestly. This guy bought it on Amazon for $300. It says it has Wi-Fi. It's semi-enclosed, you know, so it is enclosed on all sides. Now he actually specifically wanted that so his kids wouldn't touch the hot build plate. So kind of smart for grandpa, but then again, this client did specifically say that he didn't even know how to use email, so he knew nothing about this, how to make it work. He said it sat for 6 months, hadn't worked. It's actually brand new. I made a very quick Cura profile, and it's printing. I actually have it printing one of those outlets right now, and it looks like it's doing a really good job. So it's quite an accurate little printer, but it's only 150 millimeter build space. So when you have that tiny of a build space, and especially in a box, you're going to have a pretty nice, sturdy printer. The Wi-Fi functionality, I haven't tried setting it up on mine. Stuff like this that doesn't have a huge amount of support. You know, if Creality had a Wi-Fi printer and a Wi-Fi like setup, I'd expect it to not be as good as Octoprint, even though Creality is a 30,000 employee company. You know, I just wouldn't. You know, Creality, when they resell their things, it's Chinese people that, you know, speak very broken English, sometimes decent, and you know, to expect a really good application out of that, translated and all that stuff, you're not going to get it. So a tiny company, and when I Googled this, and I searched on Amazon, I can't find it. I can't buy this printer. I don't know. I did find one website that was selling it, but it wasn't Amazon. So I'm not going to expect it to have great Wi-Fi. For $300, is it a good deal? I think for the build space, no. I think for the other things you get, like the enclosure, maybe. You know, it is direct drive. It is a color touchscreen. The color touchscreen is pretty limiting, though. I went through it. They even have a if you have issues button, which is just it's after sales service. So there's an after sales button on here, after sales service, and it just says contact us here. It's so stupid. Why even? Excuse me. I choked on my spit there. Yeah, you know, that just goes to show that this is being bought by a lot of people that don't know how to operate a 3D printer, that don't know how to use even Cura. So I'm betting that if you're here on this video here, you're probably not even there. Now, I'm real good at ranting and making this video last long. Look at us already at 6 minutes. This is a spacer for a wing that's being made for a WRX, so that's pretty cool. These are going to be therapeutics for a physical therapy nurse that is designing these custom tools to help her patients that have specific injuries. So this is going to be really cool. I'm really excited for those. But yeah, so the opportunity for y'all guys, we have got our filament production line up and running. And that's all this filament here. We're still working out little kinks here and there, but you know, if you're looking at this and you see that the vacuum is broken on some of these, it's because they were put in like this and they've been transported around. We will have boxes for these, but what's awesome is yeah, we're running this production. We've got our first batch of colors now. We're experimenting with new colors and coming up with new ones. I was just told that we had some crystal blue that was made, and it was actually made by accident, but it's so beautiful that they're recreating it now. So I run the 3D printing side of this as well as the sales, and I have the partners that run the actual machine here. So they invested in the machine, got it running, and because I was like, hey, this is such a great opportunity, I got the first sales of it. So we've got some nice clear, indigo, red. You can buy this from us, $25, but what I'm actually looking for and what the opportunity is to become a reseller. So we are looking for people to help us get this U.S.-made filament, this Texas-made filament from corn grown in Switzerland, turned into plastic pellets, shipped to us by the ton, and extruded into this line, wrapped up on a spool. We're looking for resellers. So the job essentially is contact other 3D printing companies like me who go through rolls, because I go through about 20 to 50 rolls a month. And I'm a small in the garage setup, so anything that's going to have a storefront and more printers than me will be using hundreds. We're looking for school districts, high school, middle school, college. All of those are going to have a 3D print farm. They're going to have the same farm, and they're going to definitely love to work with a US-based company. I've already seen that. And then government bodies, so different government entities, Air Force, Marines, Army, all of them have their own research and development. They've got their own teams and contracts and connects. So you know, if you've got an Army contract, someone in the Air Force doesn't know about it, you could have multiple. Lockheed Martin, all these research and development groups, any other businesses, General Electric. General Electric's probably going down, but you get what I'm saying. Even maybe Tesla might be in one. I'm sure Tesla's 3D printing. We should hit them up. I have to run all these guys. So, you know, today I've started each individual one of these, as well as I've driven for 2.5 hours this morning, and I'm just now getting the time to even make this video. So I'm finding that I'm having a hard time making as much progress as I'd like to myself doing the sales, because I honestly love sales. I come from a sales background. It's fun when you're selling a nice product that people want and it's a good price. It makes you feel good when people get it. You know, I did do car sales for a little bit, and used car sales didn't make me feel good. You know, the managers would take advantage of people, and you know, we just wanted to provide a good opportunity, and that's part of the reason why we got into this filament, is because there's such a good opportunity here. There's not that many U.S. resellers of filament, and if you find them, you know, let me know. I know of a couple. but they're very high priced for U.S. filament. So we have some of the most affordable U.S. filament you can buy, and it's a premium high quality pellet. This is PLA Plus. It prints really, really good. I'm printing it, here, I'm printing it there, I'm printing it there, I'm printing it on that one, and not that one. These are PETG. So we don't have PETG yet, but we will soon. So if you're possibly interested in becoming a reseller, or a seller of this, and most of the job, straight up, 90% of this job, if you're viewing this anywhere in the world, it's going to be sitting on a computer, Googling companies, all those that I listed off, and emailing them or signing up as a vendor. So it's literally as easy as becoming, or getting an interview with me, showing your passion for wanting to work with us and any opportunities you might have. And, you can start just offering this to people. If you're a 3D printer, I'd love to get some in your hand, and, you test it out before you sell it. But if you're just a salesperson and you know that we got a good product, I know that we've got a good product, we got really good reviews on it already. A lot of my customers have already commented saying, hey, this is better than what I've been buying on Amazon. I'm definitely coming back. So that really makes me feel awesome about our product. And that's why I'm comfortable making this video in the first place. This is going to be a really good opportunity, because our machine can do over 150,000 rolls a year. And if we get anywhere close to that, we're going to, we'll buy more machines. And some of the U.S. companies have about 15 of these machines, but they're literally, full up running. So there's plenty of opportunity here. And I know of a couple of U.S. companies that have even gone out of business in the past years that made filament from bad business decisions and ended up getting bad pellets and everything else like that. Their filament turned from decent to bad, and business practices as well. So that has put a deficit of, millions of rolls of filament not being produced. So this is just brand new. I mean, we literally bought this machine last year, had it installed late last year, practiced with it, ran it, figured it out, broke it, fixed it, and produced our first batch that was like, this is good to sell in December. And we just got our colors last week. So, if you're watching this video within a week, a month of this, a few days, this is ground level right here. And you can be one of the first people to potentially resell this filament or to partner with us as a buyer, as a bulk reseller. Internationally, you can sell this internationally. You can be international, you can be in New Zealand, you can be in Germany, and you can email a school district here in Texas just saying, hey, look, check out our filament, give you the pictures, and fill out the vendor information. Because a lot of school districts, it's literally just becoming a vendor is all you have to do, which is maybe 30 minutes to an hour's worth of filling out information, and probably a whole lot less once you get used to it. The first few days or week might be a little slow, but if you're a salesman or you can figure out how to fill out, just a couple of forms of information online, you could do this job. And this will pay very, very healthily. I don't want to go through the pay structure on the video here, but I will say that, the retail is $25 a roll. And right now, because we're not selling enough, we're losing money at $25 a roll. So, when you talk about rent, electricity, hourly paying somebody to start the machine and run it and all that, we're actually losing money. But that's because it's brand new. I mean, we haven't even sold 1,000 rolls yet. Actually, I think we're just approaching that. So we might be selling our first 1,000 rolls here this month. But yeah, as soon as we get to the point of selling, I think it's 1,500 rolls a month consistently, we're making pretty decent money. And the bulk pricing, I can say, above $1,000 or above 1,000 rolls is somewhere close to like $14-15. So this can definitely get affordable. We just need to have people buying it, and it's awesome, and it's definitely worth the $25. Another thing to think of, last thing here, is we do a full kilogram of plastic. So some companies will weigh this whole thing right here as 1 kilogram, and that's what you're buying. So when you're buying a 1 kilogram roll, you're getting a 1 kilogram spool, 1 kilogram plastic, all this is 1 kilogram. We make sure that plastic weighs 1 kilogram, and then if you weighed this right now, it'd be about 1.25 kilograms. So you're getting about 2.6 pounds or more. This is you're getting a bit more filament. So on Another standard roll that they do that to, you're only getting about 0.8. So with us, you're getting almost 20% more filament when you buy one of these than one of the companies that's shorting you on their weight there. So that's something you could do too if you wanted to get a little scale. Weigh our filament to the filament you're currently using. If you're paying $20 for your roll of filament and you're getting a 0.8 roll of filament, you're paying the same price as this roll right here. You know, so that's kind of how cool this is. It's really good stuff. I love this stuff right now. So guys, Dragon Print Filament, that's the filament name. 3D Print Everything is my company. I'm the reseller of the Dragon Print Filament. Reach out to me. Here's my contact information. 3D Prints with an S right there at everything. Or sorry. 3D Prints Everything at gmail.com. The company name, but just with an S there. 3D Prints Everything at gmail.com. Send me an email right there, and we'll get in touch. I was just about to give out my phone number, but that might not be good. I don't want to get blown up in the future. But yeah, we can definitely get communicated, and I'll get you my contact information. If you look up my business name, 3D Print Everything, you can find my phone number. This is my cell phone I'm recording off of. Guys, I really appreciate this. I appreciate your support, your likes, comments, subscribes. Hey, look, all these guys just finished. This is what I do every day. This is what I turn my life into. It's coming into my garage, melting plastic, partnering with other companies, and trying to start an American dream. This is, and just as because I can't stop talking apparently, I want to build this into building 3D printed homes. And that's part of the inspiration of this filament, and why I just wanted to share this last bit is the man who really brainchilded this. I gave him the idea, and he was like, okay, here's the follow-through. The guy who brought this into existence has the plans, the blueprints and everything for what we would call a third-generation 3D printer, a third-generation house 3D printer. So we're talking about building houses way faster than the current 3D printers can, with materials either concrete or his patented material that's going through government testing. It's a specific polymer. We've got a lot of options, but in order to get there, we need about, from what I understood, a little over $500,000, and that would get us our first machine to actually start printing homes. And our goal is to be able to make that with this filament production line. This production line will get us to the point of being able to 3D print homes. And when we can 3D print homes, guys, that's going to be an awesome thing. Not for money, not for, gloating, but for the world and community around us. I mean, straight up, we're going to be able to give you a concrete, weatherproof, hurricane-proof, earthquake-proof, tornado-proof, even a Faraday cage house that would be protected from EMPs for less than $50,000. I mean, you're going to be looking at a $15,000 to $20,000, 1,500 to 3,000 square foot home, and it's going to look almost identical to what you want. And the beautiful thing is we don't have to do cookie cutter homes. You don't have to do the same home. So we're not ordering hundreds of thousands of the same thing. We can work together and create a different exterior if you want. So we're going to be able to have the potential to make different homes, unique homes, as well as, in bulk, in succession, make entire subdivisions just entirely cheap. And if you hadn't looked into this, there's tons of companies that are already got into this space, and it's fantastic, and I support every one of them. But we can see some of the flaws in those companies and in specifically their machines. And we want to bring a machine that will really impress the world and change, how we think about, housing prices, housing labor, the assembly of houses. I mean, right now, believe it or not, I live here in Texas. We have a housing deficit. People are paying over $100,000 more than their asking price. This house right here that I'm in was bought for like $120,000. It's like 2,300 square foot. It's now worth almost $300,000. Now, unfortunately, I don't own this home. Otherwise, I already sold it and taken that money and, really expanded this business myself. But I built this from the ground up. I've had only a few $1,000s from the very beginning of my own money that I got as severance pay from General Electric to bootstrap this, and I've had a little bit of support from my brother, only in a couple $1,000 here and there, and I've been able to pay him back. He just helped me buy like a large order of printers that I could then resell. So stuff like that. It's been really awesome to have this opportunity, but straight up, the housing market is ridiculous right now, and I want to be a part of making housing affordable for everyone. Not just in the United States, but this is a machine, just like the first 3D printers you see here. A 3D printer this size 10-15 years ago was thousands of dollars, and to understand how to use it and run it and operate it and maintain it was on top of that hundreds, if not $1,000. The filament cost was so much more. We're down now to a point to where this printer right here is $180 retail in bulk, $130 plus shipping. I mean, this, and it's got fantastic parts. This King Rune right here is the best printer you can buy for your money, and that's what's happened. And this will happen with house 3D printers too. It'll take a little bit longer because we're not making hundreds of thousands of house 3D printers, but house 3D printers are going to get cheaper to buy, cheaper to operate. They're going to become easier to use. They're going to become faster. They're going to have better parts on them. Everything, just like your cell phones, is going to happen to house 3D printing. The prints they make will become better, more impressive, prettier, more diverse. If you want it to look exactly the same, we'll be able to do that. We're on the cusp of that right now, and I have a full-hearted, unbelievable belief that within my lifetime we'll see something being 3D printed on Mars, houses being 3D printed on Mars, stuff like that. And I mean, this is how that gets done, is in garages like this. Not going to Mars and 3D printing on Mars in a garage like this, but some guy recording and melting plastic. I've already met some of these people where they've just explosive growth in 6 months, and now they've got a company of 30 to 60 people, and they've got Army contracts, and they're doing great stuff, and that's what I want to be a part of. That's what I want to bring to this world and be a part of with that, the house 3D printing. Really excited. If I haven't announced it here, I have bought a large format 3D printer. So my biggest right now would be this guy sitting at 500, 500, 500. I just ordered 1,000 by 1,600 millimeters. So twice the width and 3 times as long is what I just bought. And that will get here in a month. It's going to have to go behind that. So the engine's going to have to go, all that's going to have to go, and this will be one big 5-foot 3D printer. So we're getting there. It's not quite a house printer yet. That printer cost me several $1,000s, but that's not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm taking the baby steps, but we'll be able to make bumpers, fenders, bigger car parts, furniture. Be able to print that in one piece and do 15 of them at the same time if I wanted. So I'm really, really excited for what this future brings, for what the summer brings. I really hope that some of y'all that see this might actually be interested in coming to either partner with us or resell for us. So the opportunity is really, really good. I'll give my email one last time: 3dprints with an S everything @gmail.com. I look forward to getting in touch with y'all, and y'all have a great day.